Ooh, what's up, Internet? My name's Nerdy.
And I'm Clarus.
This is our spoiler chat for episode 5 and 6, part 3 of 4 of our Witcher Season 2 spoiler chats, because we get nerdy nightly.
And we thought we'd share it with you.
That is right. Geralt is off to do Witcher things without Ciri, leaving her alone with Vesemir and Triss Marigold, and that can only go poorly.
Yeah, everything's definitely a bit of a, everything kind of comes out of left field in this show. There's a lot of, and then this, and you're like, whoa. There's a lot going on. I have to say,
I almost feel like this show needs more episodes.
Yeah, I'm like, how
they're
are
moving
they gonna...
really fast.
Yeah, although I do have to say, these 2 episodes much better than 2 and 3.
Yeah, 4, 5, and 6 have been pretty consistently good.
Yes, I am happy with that.
We still have characters managing to just kind of appear
wherever they need to be. That's convenient.
If you're one of those people who was really bothered by how quickly people got around in Game of Thrones Season 8, Witcher Season 2 might be tricky for you.
Yeah. Yep.
Because Yennefer doesn't have magic, right?
No, she just appears wherever she is needed for the plot.
Which would make sense if she could portal. There's a part of me that's like, is she just lying to everyone and she can portal? Because she's getting around real easy.
Yeah, I don't really, I don't get it. But I'm like, whatever.
Yeah. So at the beginning of this episode, Geralt has gone off, and Ciri is with Triss, and Yennefer is looking for Jaskier.
Yes.
Are there any other plots that I'm missing? Oh, and Cahir gets back to Sintra.
Oh, yes, to Sintra. That is true. So
how we can't really do the Yennefer storyline and the Geralt storyline anymore because they merge. So where do you want to start here?
Do we want to start with the elf storyline?
Just get the elves out of the way?
Yeah, because there's not a lot that happens there with Francesca and Fringilla. But they do seem to have this, budding, trusting relationship.
Yeah, they're girl bossing hard.
Yeah, here's the thing. Fringilla is totally going to screw over Francesca. It's not... It's,
you think so?
Oh, 100%. Literally, Fringilla, all she's, all she talks about is how she learned to manipulate people and to convince people that they had either power they didn't have or positions that were beneficial for them, when in reality, Fringilla is the one holding and playing all the cards. And I believe that the same is true for Francesca. That Fringilla wants them to believe that they're equals, they're friends, they're buddies, pals. And I don't think that they are.
I don't think that's where this is going. I think
that's all that Fringilla talks about. Yes, my training.
Oh no, 100%. But I think that Francesca and Fringilla represent a different direction for the Nilfgaards than Cahir does. And I do think that Fringilla and Francesca are on the same side of that argument. So I think that the storyline here is more going towards Fringilla really using Francesca, but more so, pushing Amir towards working with the elves and elevating Francesca, and by elevating Francesca, elevating herself. I don't think that I don't think Fringilla gains anything by backstabbing Francesca at this point. I think that Fringilla only gains by proving to Amir how useful Francesca and the elves are, so that she can maintain this power that she has right now in Sintra. Because otherwise, if she can't convince Amir of that, then Cahir gets his power back.
I don't necessarily think that maybe I worded it poorly. I don't know if she's going to backstab her, but Fringilla is definitely manipulating Francesca. There's some many level plans underneath all of this.
I don't know that there is, and I think it's because we only know Fringilla's endgame to be the success of Nilfgaard, and I think that Fringilla genuinely sees the benefit of working with the elves, And there's no way to work with the elves without maintaining this bond with Francesca. And so I don't see a benefit in any sort of manipulation here.
Maybe, yeah. They're playing that angle very hard.
Oh, sure. I'm just saying that I think the two of them are better positioned to work together than... Here's what it is. I don't think that there's anything Francesca needs to be manipulated into because their goals are the same.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really know. Like, I'm not sure what like the end game is yet. I just have a weird feeling about that relationship, just because of like how many times they're like, Fringilla's like, yeah, this is what I do. I manipulate.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. But I think in this case, she's telling Francesca that as an olive branch to be like, but I'm not doing it to you right now because our goals are the same. And also because they both had their vision together that said they have to work together.
Yeah.
In the Baba Yaga's house. But Cahir is back, and we see Philivandrel is training some elves in a courtyard. And so Cahir challenges Dara to a fight, which he wins because he's like an expert, and this is a guy who's like in training.
Yeah, literally the scene went from, Philivandrel, that's his name. The scene went from Philivandrel being like, oh no, this is how you hold a sword.
Mm-hmm.
To then, what's his name?
Cahir?
No.
Dara,
that's the one. To Dara being able to like parry many blows in a row against this like well-seasoned warrior, and I was like, what just happened? Did you just immediately learn how to sword fight? That's a cool trick.
That whole scene was a little weird.
Well, the whole scene was weird because what does Cahir gain by like beating up on, like, bullying one of the like random elf guys there? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know what he was thinking.
He's overplaying his hand, not quite as far as Stregobor did in the previous chunk, but he overplays his hand quite a bit here in a way that I feel like would weaken him.
Yeah.
If Fringilla were to see, or, Cahir is very aware of the fact that Fringilla and the elves are building this truce that would undermine his power politically within the Nilfgaardian army. Mm-hmm. And so having your first action among the same elves who are part of your army now be to make them not view you as someone that they would want to lead them just felt like a tactical mistake.
Yeah.
And it made Cahir seem unintelligent in that moment.
Yeah, it was really silly. I didn't understand that.
But Philivandrel gets pulled away because the baby's coming. Mm-hmm. It's coming.
The baby's coming. You see it nose.
The baby is unnaturally pointy-eared. The first elf baby... That was a Wicked reference for those of you who don't know. The first elf baby in 100 years or something crazy like that is born.
Yeah.
And this is where I don't think Fringilla is manipulating Francesca, because she picks up that baby and she wills it to life. She is buying into this. And when she's leaving, she's looking out onto the crowd of celebrators. Mm-hmm. And she feels that joy and that hope. I think Fringilla is having a turn as a character here. I do. I think that she's starting to see through the hope that the elves are feeling what she actually wants the way forward for Nilfgaard to be and what it means to be a liberator. Because I genuinely believe not all of Nilfgaard wants to be these like good-willed liberators, but I believe that Fringilla wants that. Mm-hmm. I really do. I think that is what is driving her. And so in this moment where she helps deliver this baby, the first elf baby, and she gets to like breathe in the celebratory air, I really saw that in her, and I thought the actress played that so well.
Yeah, I just, for me, I'm sitting here wondering, like, what went wrong that, like, the servants of the White Flame went from, Fringilla being one of their leaders to, like, burning witches at the stake in, like, the game. You know what I mean? I'm like...
I mean, Fringilla leaving... Because Nilfgaard and the elves aren't on good terms in the game either.
Yeah.
So, I think that's what we're going to find out.
Well, and that's why I'm like, I just have a feeling that this all goes very poorly.
Oh, 100%. I just don't think it's... I think that it's Fringilla and the elves, I don't think
Together and
Fringilla
not...
turns her back on Francesca. I think that Fringilla and Francesca are going to turn their back on Amir. I have a feeling that will... I do not think that Fringilla will stay with Amir. Because I don't know that she will buy into the white flame of it all.
But she does already.
She does right now because she thinks... This is the point I'm making. Fringilla genuinely, her goal and her desire is to liberate and create good for people. And I think that at the point where Amir...
murder.
But at the point where Amir and the Nilfgaardians stop showing her that their goals are in line, she is going to have the power and the will and the desire to change her direction.
I guess. I just, like, the whole idea, like, the concept idea of, like, yes, we must wage war and murder thousands of innocents for there to be peace is, like... No, it's not. No, that's not
colonialism.
Hey, but yeah, that's kind of mostly that storyline. It wraps up with Fringilla and Cahir. Cahir gets a letter from Amir.
Mm-hmm. He's coming.
He's on his way.
Which means that they've cast him.
Yeah,
because I'm assuming that's this season.
Yeah.
It'd be weird for that. Maybe we just don't go back to Sintra for the next 2 episodes.
Maybe.
We'll start season 3 with Amir.
Maybe. But yeah, he's on his way. Mm-hmm. And the way that they spoke, it made me think that Fringilla hadn't told him that she was harboring and giving sanctuary to hundreds, possibly thousands of elves.
Why do you say that?
Well, because she, like, looked really, like, nervous that he was coming.
Yeah, because the voice is whispering in her ear that they're going to take her power away. The voice of the spirit from the well. From the Baba Yaga house is whispering. It's the whisper she hears throughout the episode.
Yeah.
And that Cahir is gonna come back, and that that she's gonna lose her power back to Cahir. I think that he knows about the elves. It would be wild for him not to.
Well, that's why I was like, wait a second, but that makes more sense.
But she's worried about losing her station.
Okay, yeah.
And I again, like, I think that she thinks that she's doing a lot of good with the power that she has. And, you know, the episode is really showing us that with these lush green fields where the elves are mingling, and they're going out of the way to show that under Fringilla's leadership, the Nilfgaardians are creating this kind of, like, beautiful mecca out of Sintra, as opposed to under Cahir's guidance where things were just kind of barren fields of neckers.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of mostly that storyline.
Yeah, it's good. I'm getting really invested in the Fringilla storyline. Mm-hmm. I like her storyline with the elves, and I love Francesca so much. I think that I think they're doing a lot of really cool stuff in Sintra right now, and I hope that Yennefer, Geralt, and I hope that everyone ends up there for the finale. Yeah, because that feels like what's gonna happen, right? I feel like Amir, Geralt, Yennefer, Fringilla. I feel like the finale of this season will be all of them kind of together, because we now know that's where Yennefer has to bring Ciri.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. In other places, where do you want to go next?
Let's go to Jaskier and Yennefer.
Yes, in Oxenfurt.
Yeah, we find out that Yennefer did, in fact, get off the boat to go find out what happened.
Yes, because we did know at the end of episode 4 that she was going to do that.
No, it kind of, like, left on a cliffhanger. She goes to find Jaskier. She pays this woman to check with, like, the guards
at the barracks, to see if he's been locked up.
Yeah. To look for him, and he's not there. And so she gives him a little friendly advice. You know, if you're looking for a man, he's off in the first place that you found him before, which is in a bar drinking. So that poor woman, I'm so sorry, but you've probably had some terrible experiences.
Yes, but also, did the fire guy know? Oh, no, he did, right? Because he knew that was Jaskier's place, because they did show... That's why at the beginning of the episode, they show that he's at the bar during the performance. Yes. Was because he does take him back to that same bar. It is just funny that this lady's, like, weird, like, you know, worldly wisdom that she imparts on Yennefer. Actually, of course.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll go check the bar that Jaskier performs in. And there he is.
There he is, being...
getting tortured.
Tortured by Fire Guy.
Yeah. And we're not going to use the show term for him because we like not being demonetized.
Yeah. So Jaskier's being tortured for information about Geralt. And I mean, is kind of telling him the truth. He doesn't know much.
100% telling the truth, yeah.
He's like, I really can't help you here.
It's kind of hot, too.
I mean, yeah, he's using fire. Yeah.
Do you see what
I got it. Yeah.
did there? Yeah, Dandelion is fully being honest because he has no reason to lie. Like, he's not... There's nothing for him to lie about that protects Geralt.
Yeah.
So he's just like, look, I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I saw him months ago.
Yeah. And so Yennefer comes in, she saves him. And this is where I kind of turned to you and I said, I do, as much... I've definitely had some problems with Yennefer's story writing this season as to why she's doing things that she's doing and anyways, if you've seen the other chats, you know what I'm talking about. But the one thing that I do really like is getting to see her take charge and learn how to live without her magic power.
Yeah.
Which that's going to be the thing ultimately that makes her better in the end, I think, when she gets her power back.
Yeah.
Because she has to, unless they are changing that from the game. I know they have changed some things, like Ciri's heritage is a little bit different. But I don't think that Yen doesn't have power. I think Yen
maybe
gets
her heritage is different.
You think so?
I don't know.
You think that her mom lied about, the love of her life, the hedgehog guy?
I don't know. I think there's going to be a twist in all this.
Potentially.
Here's the thing. I keep wondering why we haven't seen Ymir yet. Mm-hmm. And I'm just kind of like, when their ship sunk, where did Daddy go? You know what I mean?
Yeah, he became...
Ymir.
The leader of...
I don't know. I'm curious about it because it is such an important part of the game, and I don't know if that was just the game and not the book, and because we do know that the game lore and the book lore are different, and this is more based on the books. Yeah. But there is room for Ymir to be her father, which would be a really cool twist. Well, because Ymir's only been the king of Nilfgaard for a few years at this point, right? Because there was the whole usurper war and all of that done there. So if Ymir is Ciri's father, in this show where they're very obliquely using terms like daughter for the relationship between Ciri and Geralt, I think it'd be really interesting for Ciri to have this bond with Geralt and then meet her real father again, and he's not what she expects. I think that this show has room for that. It also might explain why Ymir knows why they're hunting Ciri, why they think she's dangerous. 100%. It could tie into all of that. That's true. And we do see, they did bring back the actor to play. Let's start talking about the Ciri storyline, because we get to the end of the episode we're kind of at the end of the episode for Yennefer, right? She gets captured. Oh, yeah. And then I don't know what happened. Well, actually, that's there's a really weird thing in there. Yennefer gets captured and then somehow escapes from the guards, and we have zero idea how that happened. She hears the voice in her head. Yeah. Unless we both turned away from the TV at the same time and missed it. And blinked? No. Yeah, Yennefer suddenly just is there in the next episode. She's in that, because she goes into, the Baba Yaga's mind palace scene, where the Baba Yaga tells us that Ciri is her way out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then that's the end of the episode. Yeah. Right? Yeah, we have no idea how she escaped from the guard. She doesn't have magic. What is happening? I don't know. Very confusing. Anyways, and, I get that you want to end the episode there. Yeah. And you want the reveal of her at the temple to be a reveal. But give us a little, flashback. How the hell did she get out? Yeah, because we're sitting here, we're like, what happened to Dandelion? And maybe it will be a reveal later, and it's like a fun moment that they're going to flash back to later. Whole episode? Because, they've done stuff like that in the past, but playing with time is definitely a part of this show. But I was definitely like, how the hell did she get out of that situation? Yeah. Also, Dandelion was about to be taken to prison. Yeah. And that's just where they leave that off. And then next episode, she's somewhere else. Yeah, very sus. Cool. Heading back to Geralt and Ciri. Well, no, we're not at Geralt and Ciri yet, because we're still in episode 5. So Ciri is with Triss, and
Oh, sorry.
Vesemir.
Ciri's line, because Geralt is off doing witchery things.
So, Ciri, this is a hard show to talk about, jeez. Ciri, Vesemir, and Triss are in this weird place where Vesemir reveals to Triss that Ciri's blood can help make more witchers. Mm-hmm. And Triss is like, all right, I'm in if Ciri's in. It has to be her choice. Yeah. And Ciri is immediately in. Has 0 questions.
0 questions, just one condition.
Yeah.
You gotta use it on me. Because that's all she wants. She wants to be like Geralt. She wants to be a witcher. She wants to kick Lambert's ass.
I mean, she could do that already.
Not yet. She's barely started training.
Ciri scares me. I would not mess with that girl.
Oh, yeah. She could, accidentally, lose her temper and just blow up half of Kaer Morhen, so.
So Ciri is in.
Yep.
She's like, let me go get ready. I need to wash my face before I sweat profusely from the pain of this experience. And Trish shows up in her room and is like, yo, girl, there could be other ways.
Yeah.
And Ciri's like, okay, what's that? And Trish is like, well, if you lay your head in my lap, we can visit your memories.
Go to your mind palace. Your ancestor mind palace.
And I was like, rad. Let's go.
It was cool, yeah.
And then I really loved this sequence.
Yeah, me too.
I really loved the sequence. I thought the way the tavern had this circular feeling of everything that was going on in it and the different characters. And then when the characters start to interact with them and Triss is genuinely this is not right, but we're gonna keep going, but this is wrong.
Yeah. She's like, this is not how this is supposed to work. Because the people in this mind palace thingy in the tavern can see them. Mm-hmm. Know that they're there, and apparently that's a big
Ciri,
no-no.
Built different.
Built different.
Isn't
that the Ford?
Okay. I found this on the web for spell different.
not you, Ciri. Shut. I can't believe that's the first time that's happened, actually.
What?
Wow. That was okay. Amazing. Anyways.
Thank you, Ciri. So they're going through the Mind Palace, and we get this beautiful scene with Ciri's parents the day that they die, about the prophecy that they're aware of.
Yeah.
So Calanthe was definitely aware of it and just hid all of that from Ciri, probably because she was a child. Fair enough.
Yeah. Ciri's pretty young when we first meet her.
But is Ciri's dad dead? I don't know. Because if that actor shows up as a mirror, I called it.
Well, and you said you were like, they haven't cast a mirror yet because they had to keep his helmet on. But what if he had to keep his helmet on?
Because the reveal is...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which would make sense.
I don't know. I just have this weird feeling that we're not done with the dad.
Yeah.
I think we are done with her mom. I think her mom is dead, but I think her dad is Amir. I think it's going to come back.
Yeah.
Just because it makes sense in terms of having her father, from a narrative point of view, right? Having her father and Geralt have the duel between the two father figures. Mm-hmm. I just think there's a lot that they would get out of it being that guy. Yeah. And also, we never saw the ship go down. We've never seen a body. In television, if you haven't seen the body, they're probably not dead.
Exactly.
And so this is a situation where you could bring them back, and for narrative reasons, it would be beneficial to the show.
Absolutely. There's a lot that they can do by having both of them there, and I kind of hope that that's what it is, because that would be really cool payoff. And the relationship... I even the relationship of Amir and Geralt in the game, if we get that in the show, I'm gonna love that. I'm gonna love it so much.
Oh, you want to see Henry Cavill get shaved to go talk to him?
No. I mean more later in the game, where you just burst in and you're like, sup.
No spoilers for the game. Come on now.
What?
This is spoilers for the show.
Whatever. The game's been out.
So then the parents start to notice that they're there. So Triss is again like, girl, we gotta go. This is creeping me out.
Oh, yeah.
So they go to a field. Mm-hmm. I go to a beautiful field.
There's a tree.
And there's an elven warrior there. And she's bleeding. And I know that's a spoiler for a different show. There's an elven warrior bleeding there holding a baby. Mm-hmm. And she
looks...
basically says that Ciri is going to destroy the world.
Yes, pretty much. And she looks like her, great-great-great-grandmother or something. Mm-hmm. Very similar look, the fair skin, the really pale hair. Definitely an ancestor somewhere along the line. And maybe that was the one that
the first warrior.
Yeah, that cursed, that put the curse or the prophecy in motion or whatever the heck you want to call it after
Maybe.
10 generations. Maybe that's her, 10 generation back. Because she's got the full pointy ears.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely got to be far enough back, so...
But she basically is like, here's the deal. You're going to destroy everything. And Triss is like, I can heal you. And she's like, no, you can't. She's going to kill you, though. And then, boom, vision ended. And Triss is freaked out.
Oh, no, you forgot to mention we saw the wild hunt.
Oh, the wild hunt is in the sky. You are right.
Yeah. What appears to be, anyways.
Yeah. Which would be dope. I really hope that if we do get the wild hunt in live action, is your sound alerts on again?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Sure is.
Wow. Leave a comment down below mocking Clarus for leaving her phone on for a video.
Yeah, do it. I can take it.
Yeah, I would love to see the wild hunt. I just hope they look really cool.
Yeah, me too.
Because they look really cool.
Yeah. In the game, they look dope.
But yeah, so the Triss drops the ball here.
Out. Yeah.
Drops the ball because here's the thing. No prophecy is 100%. And in that, you're the adult in that situation, and you've got to be calm-headed about it and not push Ciri towards rash decisions.
Yeah.
You got to pull her in, and you got to make her feel comforted in the fact that she has that power, but she also has the power to choose not to be a bad person with it. And Triss doesn't do that. Triss looks freaked the heck out.
Don't touch me, don't.
Yeah.
And I'm Triss.
And I'm like, girl, you are pushing her towards the darkness. And that's not the right way, Triss.
Yep.
Disappointed in you. I'm not disappointed in Triss in this episode, though. It was really nice to get more of her. And ever since the spoiler chat where I was like, God, I just wish they would give her something to do.
I'm very glad.
They've been giving her shit to do, and she's crushing it.
Yeah, that's been really nice to see. So Ciri is like, yeah, I'm going to go be a witcher. And is about to get poked. And Geralt shows up and is like, excuse me, what the heck is going on here?
Because...
Yeah, let's
So at the
rewind.
beginning of the episode, Geralt shows up to Istrid's place.
Istrid, yeah.
Istrid is talking about some information he's received from Fragilla. He is clearly playing both sides a little bit because he has the elves' best interest at heart. Because I think that Istrid doesn't care about the war at all. He just wants fewer innocent people to die. And you know what?
I respect it.
Istrid, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
So Geralt shows up. They have a little bit of a but who are you? But who are you? And for some reason, Geralt isn't like, hi, I'm Geralt of Rivia. Sorry, but he takes a minute first.
Because he doesn't like portaling, and he has to sit down, or he's going to throw up.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Which is very fun. I did enjoy that touch of the...
Well, and they bring that back again when Yennefer and Ciri portal later.
Yeah.
But I feel like Geralt could have calmed that situation faster by being like, I just need a second.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
anything. Instead of full hood up.
Very mysterious.
Looking like the Grim Reaper
Dark
in the
Stranger.
dark.
Yeah.
But eventually he's like, look, we have to go to this place. And Istrid's like, I'm not going to do that. And Geralt's like, but would you? And
But
he's
here's
like,
the head of the monster that
Yeah.
came out of here. You've probably
great
never
prop.
seen anything like it.
it's a great prop.
Yeah, so he's able to convince him.
Istrid thinks it's a prank. And I'm like, you think that Triss sent a witcher across the continent for
For a prank?
a very weird, not funny joke?
Yeah.
If it was a funny joke, sure. Trish seems like she has a sense of humor. She's a redhead. They're funny. I mean, she's a redhead now. She got
Like
there.
me.
Yeah, it's died.
Redhead now.
Those bottle redheads. Great sense of humor.
It's true.
But they go out on their mission. They get attacked by some Nilfgaardian soldiers for some reason.
Excuse me, you're trespassing. Where are your papers? And the guy's like, I actually am here I have papers from Fringilla. And the guy's like, I don't care.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like, really? Just do
I'm like,
your job.
Are you the highest ranking commander in the army? Because this seems like a rash way to behave. That guy might.
This guy might be
Demote
telling
you.
the truth.
Yeah.
And he's he's giving, and the guy's like, I don't care. And you're like, what?
Which
You're
was-
a bad soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a bad soldier. Also, they could have a fun little, like, scuffle where Istrid gets to magic the other guy, and
And
he'd be
Geralt
like,
gets
I'm
to...
useful.
He doesn't even take his swords out. He just takes his sword bag and just smacks the guy in the face with it. I was like,
Yeah,
that's funny.
That was very
When
funny.
you're a Witcher, anything's a weapon.
That's true.
So they go into the big gaping maw that Ciri created.
Where she literally ripped the earth open, and the monolith is shattered,
And it gives them a place to be for the rest of the episode until Ciri can sky scream to Geralt.
Yes. Yeah, Ciri, when she is in the, like, Ancestor Mind Palace, screams for Geralt because something is very wrong, and they are able to hear it in this, like, fissure.
And this allows Istrid to have, like, the pieces that he needs to put together
Yes.
to go talk to some lawyers.
Because he's like, who is that? It's, yeah, literally.
So a big, like, flying lesson comes out of the earth.
It was like a weird, like, obsidian, like, kind of stone, kind of wyvern.
But it had the, like, body, like, structure and, like, head structure of a lesson. It was really rad. I love that creature design. The eyes in the next episode, bit weird.
It looked a little strange.
Still alive.
But a lot of things about it I liked.
Yellow, I think.
Yeah.
But other than the eyes, I really thought the design of that creature was really, really cool. And the way that its, like, bark would, like, expand and you could see red underneath when it breathed.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really nice touch.
Yeah. Very, very cool.
And I was like, God, I can't wait for Geralt to fight that at the end of the season. Because I thought that thing to me looked like the, like, final monster of the season. Mm-hmm. And, like, the way the season is going, they're banging through their monsters. That monster is, like, right at the beginning of the next episode.
It's gonna come back.
But before we get into the Geralt, Ciri, Yen back at Kaer Morhen and then at the temple, let's finish off Istrid's storyline through this next episode.
Yeah,
let's get through it because he talks to some lawyers, and these lawyers, they got books.
They're very strange.
They're books on books. Mm-hmm. First we meet Ollivander.
No, it's Elizabeth Swann's dad.
Elizabeth Swann?
From
Twilight?
Pirates of the
Pirates of the Caribbean, right. I was thinking of Bella Swan. You said Swan, and I was like, what's happening? Her name's Elizabeth Swann?
Yeah.
Huh.
You didn't know that?
I don't remember that. I haven't seen a Pirates of the Caribbean movie since...
Elizabeth! Yeah, what?
I don't remember the last time I saw a Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Yeah,
I saw the last one in theaters.
It's her dad. He's also in Game of Thrones. He's in everything.
Oh, yeah. Very talented actor.
Yeah. Fantastic.
I don't recognize the actress.
No.
But I thought they were very funny in like a like
quirky,
so smart that they come across funny kind of way.
Yeah. And they're very quirky, very well done. It was a fun way to get information to
that
the audience.
The audience already has, for the most part.
Well, the whole, like, misinterpretation was interesting. The, like, weapon.
Oh, the warrior versus the weapon.
The weapon, and that it was, like, 10 generations back, and it was... There was some, like, interesting stuff that was, like, clarified, I think. That was really nice.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Like, kind of like, oh, no, this is where we're going with this.
I just thought it was funny that these two have just been just, like, sitting on this information.
Yeah.
And they're at a law office. And I was like, are there court? Like, what is the law in this world?
Whatever the king says.
Yeah, that's why being a lawyer would be super hard.
Yeah.
But also lawyers in this world just are like librarians.
Yeah, I don't know.
I liked them. I have no problem with them. But every time it would cut to their scenes, I'd be like, this is a weird little store.
Yeah.
Also, they're a law office where if you walk in, you get attacked by a trap.
Yeah, there's like spikes that come out of
Maybe
the
they're
floor.
not lawyers. Maybe the lawyer part is a lie.
Probably.
It's a front. And they deal in illegal knowledge.
Illegal knowledge.
Yeah.
Well, they do have a book that's supposed to not exist anymore, so...
They're like the Nocturne Alley of Sintra.
The dark arts. Love it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like their stuff was fun. I'm not looking too much into it because I don't understand who they are.
It's so interesting to me that this information is going to Istrid, because he's one of the few characters in this show right now who I don't know who he's going to take this information to.
Yes.
And that's fun. Mm-hmm. Like most of the other characters, I can kind of figure out what they would want to do with this information. he is one of the few where there's a lot of different directions he could go with it.
Well, yeah.
And that makes it an interesting reveal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like he is helping the elves, but like Ciri is an elf. So elder blood and being an elf are not the same thing, right?
I don't think all elves have elder blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you have to be descended from like a certain line of elves.
Yeah, but if you have elder blood, that was an elf. I mean, there's only one line that we know of, so it has to be, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I think. I don't really know, to be honest.
Yeah. That's a little muddy for us. I'm sure it's better explained in the books and such.
Or it's not. And maybe it is one of those things that's just,
maybe, yeah.
vague intentionally.
Yeah, but I don't really know what Eastrid is going to do, and that is fun.
Mm-hmm.
That is fun, because I don't know where this is headed. But yeah, we got some good information there.
The other thing I like about it is that he's the one character who I think genuinely wants to use it for the good of as many people as possible. But that means that he probably doesn't want it for the good of our main
Ciri
characters.
And Geralt. Yeah.
Which puts him in an interesting point of conflict.
Yeah.
With what's going on.
Because we can empathize, but also we like our main characters, and so it's gonna get spicy.
Yeah. Well, and so let's rewind a little bit again.
Mm-hmm.
Geralt and Istrid, they're in the crevasse. Geralt hears the
Ciri's
word.
voice.
Before we move on from this, also. Istrid comes up with a really interesting theory that when the convergence happened, it wasn't so much that they all converged and stuck together, but that the rings converged and like hit each other and like left bits of each other on each other, but that they're still separate. And that these monuments are bringing in different mutated or like evolved monsters from other places.
Other multiverses.
Sure. Whatever
Yeah.
it is. And that was fascinating.
Very
I really loved... I was like, oh, this is cool. Because then we could have another convergence with new monsters. Witcher 4 coming to you from maybe CD Projekt Red, but like also like maybe not.
Maybe not.
They're still fixing Cyberpunk.
A year later.
Yeah. We'll get the PS5 version of Cyberpunk when the PS6 comes out. So Geralt is like, I need a portal. And he's like, I need information. And Geralt's like, I need a portal now. So he makes it, sends Geralt back. I'm assuming he portals back to his study.
Probably.
And Geralt walks in on Vesemir about to stick a needle in Ciri. And this is a good time for us to go to our sponsor for this week's episode. Our sponsor for this week's episode is Don't Do Drugs, Kids. If you find something on the ground and it looks like candy, there's one song you gotta sing in your head. Do you remember that song, Clarus?
Mm-hmm.
How does it go?
Don't you put it in your mouth.
That's line 1. What's line 2?
You're supposed to repeat.
Don't you put it in your mouth.
Don't you stuff it in your face.
Don't you stuff it in your face.
Though it might look good to eat.
Though it might look good to eat.
And it might look good to taste.
And it might look good to taste. Boom.
You could get sick.
Sick.
Anyways, that's enough of that. If you're a Canadian born between 1988 and 1995-ish, you know exactly what we're talking about. Other than that, you're going to be absolutely lost and confused. Thank you for that word from our sponsor.
How mad are you at me for making you do that?
Like 11 out of 10. So Geralt comes back to find Ciri is about to become a Witcher or die. We're not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, we would have been kind of...
She's fine.
Yeah, she's fine.
She's the main character.
Yeah.
Plot armor.
So she doesn't become a Witcher yet because Geralt is like, no, go get your things. We're leaving. And unfortunately, I guess Triss and Geralt never cross paths, so Geralt does not know that they went to this Ancestor Mind Palace, and they leave Kaer Morhen, and they go to what?
We skipped over the
What?
biggest thing.
What did we skip?
Geralt and Istrid are lovers of the same woman.
Oh, yeah. They're like, wait, Yennefer? Oh, yeah, yes.
He's like, why are you in Sintra? And she's like, I was hoping a woman would be here. And he's like, a woman? And he's like, yes. Yennefer.
Of Angerberg?
No, but he's like, Yennefer. Of... Geralt's like, oh, Vengerberg.
Yeah.
But the like gap before the of, it was the weirdest pause. And the of isn't that important, but he was like, Yennefer. Of. And I was like...
You know what? I did not hear him say of. But I believe you that it happened.
I had there was a moment there, and I was like, are you gonna...
I literally thought he went like, Yennefer. And then Geralt's like, Vengerberg?
Yeah, but that's what it felt like. But he, like, had, like, a little of in there.
Wait, Geralt said the of?
No. They both said of. But Istrid says it first. I just thought it was funny. Every time we've heard people say her name, it's like Yennefer of Vengerberg. But he was like, Yennefer. And it cracked me up. I just thought it was a very funny delivery. Oh, I have no problem with it. It just made me laugh. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah, they find out about each other, and Geralt finds out that Yennefer...
Wait, but also, sorry, I keep interrupting you, but I just loved that he's like, Yenny. Yen.
Yenna. Yen.
Yeah, they're having a dick measuring contest over what nickname they use for her.
Yeah.
Boys will be boys. Anyway,
no.
What were you saying?
No, we can do better than that.
On some things.
We should. Anyways.
Hey, a little healthy competition. That's important. Mm-hmm. It is important.
It was very funny. It was very well handled. And it was one of those moments where we were like, okay, he's gotta find out that she's alive now, because Triss didn't tell him, and then if he didn't find out here, it would have just kind of been like silly. So it was. Nice
would have gotten to be
like
comedic how many people he ran into who knew that she was alive but didn't tell him.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it's over with. Granted, it had to be over with because
they meet in the next episode.
Geralt and Ciri go to the spa. This is the spa episode. Yeah, it's literally like a spa temple.
What do you mean a spa temple? There's candles.
Yeah, and it's a place that you go to heal your wounds.
I would have called it more of a library than a spa, but okay.
You don't go to a library to heal yourself. If you have wounds that need a deep healing and you need a place away from the world that's neutral and relaxing so that you can have a deep cleanse of your soul and wounds, you go to it like a spa.
Okay, it's a spa library.
I'm just saying... It was very calming, and I was like, I would like to go there, please.
You know what? It was a very nice place.
It is the first place in all of this show that I was like, I could go to that one.
Yeah.
Everywhere else is a nightmare. I would go to the bar to listen to Jaskier sing. But, like, other than the bar where Jaskier sings, when there aren't fire mages doing bad shit, and the bar and the spa. Those are the two spots I like.
All right. So we're at the spa.
I love this place. I want a whole show set here.
All right.
It's great. Too many candles, but...
Yeah, that's a fire hazard.
Yeah.
So we get to the spa, and we meet the head,
I can't remember her name.
Manager.
She's rad, though.
She's awesome. Yeah. She's in Bridgerton, and she's fantastic. But, yeah.
And we get there because Geralt and Ciri have left Kaer Morhen, and Geralt takes out the dragon obsidian thing.
Oh, I forgot
That's on the way,
about that. Yes, there is a fight on the way where the dragon thingy from the crevasse comes and attacks them. But, like, not, like... here's the thing. And I noticed this with the weird, like...
Centipede?
Centipedes. Mm-hmm. That's the word I was looking for. That it, like, could have taken out Ciri, but, like, waited a really long time before Geralt attacked it.
This one didn't really have a chance to take out Ciri. It was flying directly at Ciri, because Geralt does the right thing. He uses the child as bait. It's flying at... So, like, Ciri's here, and it's, like, flying at it, right? Mm-hmm. And then Geralt intersects and gets it right there.
Yeah, but there's a line... Doesn't Ciri say, like, I didn't think it was going to hurt me or something like that?
I didn't catch that. It kills Roach, though.
Yeah.
I know.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. And then Ciri lights a little candle for him.
That was so sad. Guys,
it's a good
Roach
fight, though.
Is dead.
Yeah, I feel better with Roach. Look, and the way that Geralt says goodbye to Roach, really beautiful.
It's so sad.
Right thing to do. You don't want an animal to die in pain.
No,
Just gotta end it, unfortunately. But
that was oof.
Yeah, it was tough. It was a really well done scene.
Yeah.
I thought the emotions of it were really strong. I was impressed with it.
Yeah.
And so Geralt and Ciri kill the thing. Great action sequence. The CGI of that monster looked really good.
Yeah, and then they go to the spa.
Then they go to the spa. And guess who's also at the spa? Yennefer.
Of Vengerberg.
Of Vangerberg. I'm assuming I'm going to assume the Baba Yaga teleported her there.
That's what we're just going to have to go with, I think, for
Which
this
means
moment.
that the only way that makes sense is if Yennefer left Dandelion to go get arrested. And she, like, teleported through the Baba Yaga house to the spa.
I don't know.
Because the Baba Yaga house
no
is like,
idea.
you gotta kidnap Ciri, you gotta take her to this door outside of Sintra, right?
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that rather than it be like her mind was teleported there while she was sitting in the chair, she was physically teleported there, and the Baba Yaga house teleported her out here with a new outfit.
Yeah.
I like this idea that Yennefer just has chests of clothes. You know how in the game you have chests
You have your chests
around?
that are connected.
Yennefer just has very fancy dresses in every village just
Yeah.
in case she's passing through and needs a change of clothes.
Yeah, seriously. There's a purple cloak in each one for when she needs to be inconspicuous.
And she looks great. Her outfit in episode 6 is fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
But Ciri has this weird moment with this page boy in training who's like very taken with her and very awkward. And then
Which I would understand. If I was his
Yeah.
age.
Oh God,
If I was like 16, Ciri in the show would be everything to me.
Oh yeah.
You know, I would be so infatuated with her.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so yes, she's given this like magic like ball and chain. What? I am not wrong. It is a ball with a chain attached.
No, I know. It's just so funny talking about this boy who's infatuated with her and then she's given this ball and chain. We're not talking about the boy. We're talking about the literal
Talking
ball
about a
and
literal
chain.
object that Ciri is given to like study, I
To
guess.
figure out how it works.
Yeah, figure it out. Okay. And then
So she just carries it around.
yeah, and then we see Yennefer like spying on Ciri, and we all know where that's headed. So
Kind of but the sequence of this is strange. So
Yeah.
she's spying on Ciri as if she's about to kidnap Ciri. Then we cut to Geralt in his room, and she walks in. Nobody knocks in The Witcher.
No.
Not a damn person knocks. Everyone just walks into people's room.
yeah,
So she walks into Geralt's room, and she's like, "This can't be." And they like kiss a little bit, and like that sexual tension is like.
it's there. Yeah.
And then Geralt learns the true lesson of fatherhood. Make sure your daughter can't walk into your room while you're with your lady friend.
Yeah. Yeah. Ciri comes in and is like, oh, okay, I'm gonna leave now.
And I want to be real clear about something in this episode, okay? Ciri, you did the right thing. Ciri was a bro.
Yeah.
Ciri followed bro code. She, at every opportunity, tried to get out of the way so that Geralt could get laid. And Ciri, I respect you for that.
Ciri's a
and
bro.
I appreciate you. Because you know what? Geralt and Yennefer, they've got some things they got to work out. And the best way they can work that out is with a little horizontal hustle. And you can't horizontal hustle if your daughter's in the room.
Yeah. Wow.
You can't.
No.
Am I wrong?
No.
Tell me I'm wrong right
No,
now.
you're not wrong. You are absolutely correct. You heard it here, folks.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
What's going on with you right now?
Nothing. I just hated that.
You don't like the horizontal hustle?
Nope. So they go for dinner.
That's not true.
So they go for dinner. And they have a nice dinner, and because Ciri's like, wait, you're Yennefer? Oh my god, I heard you're the most powerful
And Yennefer's
mage."
like, wait, you're Ciri? You're his child of surprise? Oh no.
Oh no. Yeah.
And then everything awful happens.
Well, and then Ciri's a bro. Ciri's like, I'm
Ciri's a bro,
gonna leave
yeah.
you. I'm gonna go to bed.
Yennefer's like, I'll walk you to your room and kidnap you.
And Ciri's like,
just-
nah,
She's like, have sex. Come on. What are you two doing?
just go get to it. Get to
The
it.
audience is watching the show, and Geralt has not gotten laid this season.
It's a tragedy. I honestly, by this time in season 1, I think he'd gotten laid twice already. So,
I'm pretty sure he and Yennefer had gotten together like 25 times.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So, you know, Geralt's really gotta... We're rooting
He's
for
backed up.
So Ciri goes off and then has a really lovely scene with the, manager. I'm so sorry, I don't remember her name.
Manager.
The manager of the spa, who's lighting all the candles. And she's the customer service rep.
The customer service. Wow.
No, she's
We're gonna
awesome.
get so many comments about this.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm bad with
No,
names.
she's great. I really like
She's
her.
fantastic. I loved the scene. I loved the interaction that they had. I think it was really beautiful and it was really meaningful.
And it's interesting, like, she, behind Ciri's back to Geralt, is very much like, that girl's trouble,
Yeah.
and you're screwed. But to Ciri's face, she doesn't treat her any differently.
No.
And I
no.
think that this is what I'm talking about with the Triss scene in the previous episode, where Triss, like, balks at the
Yeah,
power.
Triss is like, oh no.
This woman, the manager, we'll call her, she is doing the right thing in this situation, which is to cradle the person with all of that power and make sure that they know that there's warmth and love that is heading their way.
Yeah.
She even says, like, after barely knowing her, Geralt believes in you, and I believe in you too. And I thought that was really powerful for this so early in their relationship, for this woman to know that this is what Ciri needs. Yeah. She needs to be surrounded by people who believe in her and are going to teach her how to be good, so that she uses all of this power that she has for good. And it is how it's how Triss fails.
Yeah.
And Triss fails again by going to Tissaia about it and telling the Brotherhood through Tissaia about Ciri. But the manager is doing the right thing in this situation in such a beautiful way, and in such a calm and like just like I really loved it. I thought it was a really well written scene.
Yeah, really well done, well acted, and probably one of my favorite parts. That and the next scene are my favorite parts of the episode, because we get a really, really dope action sequence.
Oh yes, so little Ciri, she's walking around, she sees some blood on the ground, she's like, oh no. And then the nerdy boy,
It's her other ball and chain.
yeah, me, the representation of me in the show is dead on the ground.
Do you think he's dead?
He's bleeding real profusely.
Yeah.
That boy.
That was sad.
Like, it's not like there's like drops of blood leading to his body. There's little puddles of blood leading to his body.
Yeah,
He's not well.
No, he's
He
not
might
okay.
survive, but he's gonna have there's gonna be consequences.
Yeah, and so our little fire mage guy shows up.
Now sporting a gnarly scar from when Yennefer...
From Yennefer and his like merry band of
nitwits.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah.
I also
That scar
this fight
looks
sequence starts
wild.
so good. It doesn't look like a burn, which I think is so funny. It looks like a series of cuts.
It looks like a burn.
It looks nothing like a fire burn on his face. It does not look like a fire burn at all. It is too angular and there's no like boils or pus on it. Like, it's not like, it doesn't look burnt at all. It literally looks like cuts.
I can't say I've ever really seen a burn that severe.
We have seen over
thought.
10 seasons of Grey's Anatomy together. You know what a burn looks like. So he's like, these four are gonna get you, and she immediately just cranks one in the face.
Oh yeah, the one guy walks up to her and she's like, "Oh hell no!" Smacks him in the face with the ball and chain.
But I was dying. She and
Whacks
the
him.
noise of it, I was like, he's out. He wasn't out, because these guys kept getting up. Those four guys, say what you will about them, they're bad dudes, but they're resilient.
Yeah.
Geralt laid a beat down.
I would have ran the other way.
Yeah.
But they were like, "Nah, I think we can take him."
Yeah. So Yennefer and Geralt find Ciri, because Geralt was like, we could have sex, or I need to find Ciri, because he's a good dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't have the dad joke figured out yet. You
He'll
know.
get there.
But the protectiveness is there.
Yeah.
They go to find Ciri. They find her at the exact right moment. And he's like, Yennefer, take her away. I got this.
And then we have the best action sequence of The Witcher so far.
Because there's no CGI, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's some CGI, but because
Yeah.
because it's human on human, it's a little bit easier to have some more intricate choreography, because you don't have to like pre-visit all and whatnot.
Yeah.
And it's just so good.
Oh
That
my
whole
God,
sequence.
it was so good. The back and forth, the like slowing and the pacing and speeding up, like all of that. The moment where the guy falls on him and he uses the sign to like blast him up in the air to land on the sword was like...
Spinning the one guy into the trident poke, and just the way that came through his chest was so violent.
Yeah.
It was the action scene I needed.
Very well done.
Because a lot of the monster fights have been pretty quick this
Yeah.
season. The monsters have looked fantastic, but the fights haven't been like very intricate choreography-wise.
No.
It's like some of the season 1 fights that I really liked. And because when the fight where he becomes the Butcher of Blaviken, which I know has been like sword experts have kind of like deconstructed to death about how it's like not good sword fighting.
Yeah, I watched all those videos.
Oh, sure. And I don't disagree with those people.
Yeah.
But it was very effective in the show, and it was fun to watch, and it said a lot about Geralt as a character, and that's what I care about. I have certificates in stage combat. I know how to do all this stuff. I'm trained in it. I don't care about it, though. The story matters more. And this was another situation where, like, the story of this fight was really fantastic. Geralt was beating them they had swords, and he had books. And he used those books to whoop their behinds, and it was great. Leading up to Fire Mage
He's trying to burn down the door where
he's pulling a Qui-Gon from Phantom Menace, where he's just, like, pointing his lightsaber at the door and watching it slowly burn away.
Yeah, that's accurate. To get to Yennefer and Ciri, and the magic ball starts glowing, and Yennefer is like, this thing detects magic power, and honey, it's not me, so it's gotta be you.
I would have died if she was like, honey, it's not me.
Here's the thing, though. Couldn't it have been the fire mage trying to burn down the door?
I was very confused about that as well. I was like, there's magic happening real close by.
Yeah, it's like a couple feet away.
And it's not like Ciri it's not like the ball has ever lit up for Ciri before.
No.
It just, she was like, well, you have to be in the same room as it. This is a magic ball that recognizes the dimensions of the walls.
It doesn't, no, it can't be read through any kind of solid, any walls or doors.
So Yennefer's just like, I'm going to teach you the first thing I learned. And then I think about it, and I'm like, it's kind of crazy the first thing she learned was how to portal. That seems like an advanced spell.
She didn't learn, that was not the first thing she learned how to do, though.
Yeah, it is.
No.
Yeah, it is.
She accidentally portaled.
But it's the first thing that she has control over in season 1.
Because
she struggles with all the, like, normal stuff. But then she portals in that, like, basement room.
What? No, I thought she portaled by accident, and that the first thing she learned how to do was lift the rock.
No, because she struggles with lifting the rock until she shoots the lightning at the girl. And then when she shoots the lightning at the girl, from then on she can lift the rock. I might be remembering this wrong, but that's how I remember it. Anyway, she portals first. Whatever. The first spell that really works for her is the portal. So she teaches Ciri how to portal, and Geralt finishes his fight. He throws that knife at Fire Guy. Fire Guy disapparates.
Teleports away somehow. Yeah, becomes literally black smoke from Harry Potter.
It looked so cool.
Yeah.
I was like, that was great.
It's a neat trick.
And the CGI of that moment was really solid.
Yeah.
The way he, like, sucked backwards. It was
the cinematography of, like, the angle.
Awesome.
Yeah. It was really well done.
And then Geralt gets to the door, looks through, and he sees Ciri, and he sees her go through the portal, and he's like, Yen, don't go. And Yen's like, wish I could, bro.
Sorry. Peace. And steps through that portal.
And then Geralt turns to camera and goes, I should have stopped her when I had the chance. Yeah. Do you not remember that part?
I think I missed that one.
Yeah, Geralt just really wanted to, get the stuppen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the priority.
Yeah. That's what he cares about.
What a tragedy.
He's a man with needs.
What a tragedy.
No, he's upset. Because the woman that he loves
just stole his child.
Yeah, surprise. And he doesn't know why.
Child surprise is such a weird term to me. It sounds like a weird, like, I don't know, like
a third child who was born 7 years later?
No, child surprise to me sounds like, when you give out, like, surprise bags at kids' birthday parties? That's what it sounds like.
You get a wallet, and you get a wallet, and you get a baby. Have fun with that, Timmy.
No, but they're just like child surprise. I don't know. That term to me is so strange. Mm-hmm. But anyways, that is where we left off. And I have to say that there's still a couple like nitpicky things where I'm like, this doesn't make sense. This didn't work for me. Mm-hmm. But overall, these 2 episodes were better. I think we're like on the up and up, which I really am happy about.
100%, yeah. Especially like the even if it was just the fight scene from that 6th episode. That was so well done. Yeah. So well crafted, well thought out, and the execution was really solid. So overall, I was really into that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I honestly, other than episode 2, I really loved this season.
I did not like episode 3.
Episode 3 was my favorite. I would still say like episode 3 is, if I were to, I don't even know how I'd rank them at this point, but episode 3 is above episode 2 though. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But other than that, I've been really into the season. I think they're doing a lot of really cool stuff. I think Henry Cavill is just as good at playing Geralt as he was in season 1.
Mm-hmm.
But Ciri, opposite him, she has like grown as an
Crushing
actress so much since season 1, and her portrayal of Ciri this season has so much depth and is like interacting with Geralt in a lot of these scenes in such a really like fun, like elevating his already great performance, and he's elevating her, and it's fun to see because this show so much revolves around the emotional bond between those two characters. It's fun to see them have chemistry in a father-daughter way that is really working and like clicking on full cylinders, because even when some of this show gets a little bit like, how the hell did Yennefer get to this spa? You're not going to tell us, all right, we'll move on. The fact that Geralt and Ciri's relationship at the core of it is so solid, it gets me through it massages those moments for me, and it's allowing the whole show to feel really solid.
It's the kind of the glue that holds it all together. It's very impressive, and I think she's doing a fantastic job. And Henry Cavill is perfect. Like,
The one downside I will say about the show being on Netflix right now is that we're not really getting HD.
No, I'm pretty sure it's in like 720p.
Yeah.
Because Netflix, if you want to watch it in HD, you have to pay an extra $9 a month.
Yeah, we have to double our subscription price.
Yeah, if we want to watch it.
To get Crystal UHD. And I'm just kind of like, Netflix...
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of annoyed because a lot of the time it looks like the characters have like this Snapchat like skin blur filter on, especially when there are scenes in the dark. Like people's hair just becomes a blob, and it's not cute to look at. So Netflix, screw you.
I get why they're doing it, like they want the money, but I'm just kind of like, the experience right now is subpar. And granted, part of it is that we're watching it on a screen that's very large, and we're in a very blessed position to have a very nice big TV. And so part of the downside of having a like really high quality television is it makes less high quality images
really stand out.
And so it's tough because like Amazon Prime looks so good on our TV. Even like we went from we were watching a Try Guys video on YouTube, and the Try Guys YouTube video looked better than Netflix did. And look, that's not a diss at the Try Guys. I think their content is absolutely incredible. If you have not yet seen their holiday
Gingerbread Bakes video.
This whole season of Without a Recipe. But if you haven't seen it, go watch it. But it is just really striking to me that I have to pay double what I'm paying to get actual HD content from Netflix that YouTube gives me for free, and I'm already paying Netflix. Like, it's not like I pay for my Netflix subscription. I'm not sharing it with anyone. I genuinely want to pay for the content that I'm consuming, but if it was like $2 more Netflix, I would pay it. I'm just not going to pay $10 more. I'm not paying $9.99 more than what I'm paying now in order to get better HD.
Yeah, it feels kind of gross.
Netflix, it feels a little scammy.
I don't love it. I don't love it, and you can do better. So get on that. Thanks.
They won't.
It was worth a shot.
This multi-billion-dollar company is not going to listen to two YouTubers who have a few thousand subscribers. It has been noticeable in this experience, especially because we're going from Wheel of Time to this, and Wheel of Time looks
like crystal
on this TV.
So good.
Yeah, just it's very noticeable, and I think it's unfortunate.
Yeah, I agree. But I am glad that Witcher episodes are getting better.
I'm so excited for the end of the season now.
I'm excited again. I'm really looking forward to it. So let us know which part of the season you're looking forward to most. Is it the Ciri storyline? Is it Yennefer? Is it, I don't know, Eastred? Is it like, I want to know what he does.
Fringilla and the Elves. I think the Fringilla and the Elves storyline is surprisingly interesting.
Yeah, that baby is going to be important.
So, question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think Yennefer actually hands over Ciri?
It depends, I think, on what handing her over means.
Fair, we don't know.
Like, is she going to die? Like, things are not clear right now, right? Because if anything happens and Ciri gets hurt, then Yennefer and Geralt will never, ever have a relationship. In fact, Geralt might murder her.
I don't know. I feel like they've been through worse already.
Yennefer murdering his child?
Yennefer will not murder Ciri. But
Well, that's why I'm like, what does handing her over entail? Because we already know that she wouldn't kill the Nilfgaardian soldier for whatever weird morals she suddenly decided to have. So I don't see why she would kill Ciri. I don't think she's going to put Ciri in any danger.
It's just a shame that her and Geralt are at a place where they're not really trusting of each other right now, because she could have shared with him and they could have figured it out together.
Yeah.
And it just sucks how that fracture in their relationship has led to this.
I mean, that's how it is in the game, though.
Oh, 100%.
Yennefer does not tell Geralt anything. Anything
But
ever. And
she's
Geralt's
so
like,
hot.
sure, I'll do it. She pisses
And
me
that
off.
unicorn sex scene is just so much fun.
She pisses me off, honestly.
That's because you're a redhead and you are on Team Triss.
No, I'm Team Cerys, okay? Cerys is the best damn character in the entire game, and I will fight anyone.
I don't know. I'm a
challenges
Kira
that.
Metz fan.
I killed her.
You killed Kira Metz?
I didn't mean to, but she attacked me, so yeah, murdered her.
Wow.
I didn't want to. I didn't want to. We had a really lovely night. We had probably great sex. I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but I imagine it was pretty awesome. And then I woke up and she had like manipulated me and gone to the rat tower, and I was like, "Hey, like not cool." And she attacked me. So that's Kira's fault.
Wow, our Kira storylines were so not the same at all.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, weird.
Straight up murdered her.
Kira is at the like climax with you in my playthrough.
Really? Because
Yeah.
I heard there's also a version where you see her burning at the stake in the city.
Nope, mine she makes it. Mine she's there all the way through. I had the like as good an she can't be your final romance option, but like I had as good an ending with Kira as you can get. Because I'm a gentleman and I know how to treat women well. So
I murdered her.
just saying.
So,
Yeah.
but then again,
And that's how I feel in our marriage. Like you're murdering me. Okay?
wow.
I'm kidding. I love you.
All right.
If you like this video, like and subscribe to the channel.
Toronto therapists.
Should we get into couples counseling?
Yeah, when we're making YouTube videos, he makes jokes.
Our therapists are like, you guys have a
You're
really
the-
healthy relationship. Why do you?
Yeah, why are you here?
It seems like you communicate your issues to each other regularly and talk them through.
You know what it would be? It's that, like, we're probably about to go into lockdown number 77, and we just need, like, another person to talk to in real life, apart from ourselves. So we'll just, like, pay to go to therapy.
Our
to
therapist is
have-
like, it seems like you guys
someone.
need friends.
Yeah, that's what you're here for. Here, take our money.
If you like this video, like and subscribe to the channel. If you don't, hit that dislike button. That's what it's there for. You can also leave mean comments down below because the algorithm god is hungry.
And we must feed her.
Yes, we must.
You can also follow us online on...
She told me to say that.
Mm-hmm.
The algorithm god, she scares me.
She's scary like Yen.
She's got purple eyes.
like Yenna.
Yen.
God damn it.
Yen. Yeah, you can follow us on the internet. I'm around there. It's pretty much most places at Nerdy Nightly.
And I'm at Clark Jakaris.
As always, y'all, go to gamersubs.gg and use the coupon code Clark.
Use the coupon I tried. Oh, damn it. I used the coupon code Claroos. There it is. Claroos.
Get your 10% off. Get your deal. It's Christmas. They've got a Christmas sale going on. If you need energy, if you want to be energetic like me,
Yeah.
go to gamersubs.gg. That's with 2 P's. Because just like me,
Gamersubs.
they've got 2 P's. Bye.